Greetings, Phil West here with a webcast for tomorrow's world. Every year, millions of children look forward to a visit by jolly old St. Nick on Christmas Eve. They're filled with an excited anticipation for morning to tear into all the presents Santa lovingly placed under the Christmas tree the night before, as he made his rounds by way of his reindeer-driven sled. Oftentimes, as children grow older, they begin to question whether it's actually this rotund, rosy-cheeked gentleman dressed in red delivering the gifts or not. In a famous letter to the editor, printed in the September 21, 1897 New York Sun, 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon wrote, quote, "Dear editor, I'm 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus?" Signed, Virginia O'Hanlon. End of quote. Virginia's father no doubt ran into the same difficulty many other parents had in attempting to answer this question. Parents often experience a sense of guilt associated with lying to their children. Most parents do want their children to trust them, but they don't want to ruin the fun of Christmas for their children. After all, is there any real danger in telling children the Santa Claus lie? In a December 13, 2009 Baltimore Sun article titled, "Sorry, Virginia," Dr. David Kyle Johnson states, quote, "Parents should stop teaching their kids to believe in Santa Claus. Tricking children into believing that an omniscient fat man with a red suit and rosy cheeks will slide down the chimney bestowing presents on December 24th is just flat out immoral. First of all, it's lying. It's fun to watch the kids get excited is hardly a noble cause, nor is it harmless. I've amassed recollections of finding out the truth about Santa, and many were stories of genuine embarrassment and resentment. The systematic deception makes children feel taken advantage of or like the butt of a joke. Children crave knowledge about the world. They want the truth, and parents are their most trusted source. It shouldn't be surprising then that a violation of that trust spawns strong reactions." End quote. PsychologyToday.com in the article "Say Goodbye to the Santa Claus Lie," again by Dr. David Kyle Johnson, dated December 17, 2012, states, quote, "Think about what many parents do to keep kids believing. When a child brings doubts, parents often encourage the child to stifle those doubts and continue believing. Just believe what you want to. After all, isn't that more fun? They will sometimes plant false evidence or show terrible false scientific documentaries that do so. Make up faux ad hoc explanations, or worst of all, just say he's magic. But all these things are directly contrary to what parents who want to develop critical thinking in their children should do." End quote. Clearly, not all children are affected as deeply as others by the Santa Claus lie. Sociologist Chaley-Ann Scott, in her article on PsychCentral.com, "Santa Claus, Innocent Fantasy or Harmful Lie," states, quote, "Some children take the feeling of betrayal and confusion into adulthood, and it has long-lasting effects on the parent-child relationship." End quote. The various experts are missing another vital detriment of the Santa Claus lie. The November-December Tomorrow's World article by Mr. Rod McNair, "Christmas, Harmful to Children?" states, quote, "Many children in Western countries have little or no concept of God, but do have a clear concept of Santa Claus. Santa Claus sees all and knows all. He judges whether children are naughty or nice. He rewards good behavior with blessings, gifts. Interestingly, these characteristics are normally attributed to God. Santa even comes from the North Pole, while the Bible describes God's throne as in the north. It is no surprise that Santa Claus is more real than God to many children. After all, they see Santa every year at the mall. The letters they send to Santa amazingly seem to be answered with the presents they receive on Christmas morning. Even in many families where Santa does not take the place of God, he's often seen as God's helper." End quote. The Santa Claus lie brings with it many harmful side effects for children. It can severely damage the trustworthiness of the parents in the eyes of the child when parents are their most trusted source. Worse yet, Santa can become even more important to children than the great God and greatly interfere in children's ability to come to know God. Perhaps a better response to little Virginia would be, "No, Virginia, there is no Santa Claus. But there is a real God who sees all and judges all, and will reward those who obey and seek Him." Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6 states, "Without faith it is impossible to please Him. For he who comes to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him." This is the relationship parents need to be focusing on helping their children to develop. If you're interested in learning more about the origins of Christmas, read our November-December 2007 Tomorrow's World article, "Christmas Harmful to Children?" Or if you're interested in learning more about the biblical holy days, read the March-April 2000 Tomorrow's World article, "Holidays or Holy Days" by Dr. Douglas Winnail. Thanks for watching, and for more information, video, and material on biblical and news topics, please visit us on Facebook or at tomorrowsworld.org.